brings us to the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, with the spirit of the late season, with the drum, as we're ready for football at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Tonight, a good one on Thursday Night Primetime. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Here is Cam Little, ready to get this thing started. And off we go from Charlotte. And he's going to bring it out from the middle of the end zone. And he can only get back to the 16-yard line. So the Panthers led out by their quarterback, Bryce Young. Shaky rookie year, but the back end of his second year, Greg, very effective for the man who was the #1 overall pick out of Alabama in 2023.
When he was taken as the first overall pick in the draft a couple years ago, Mike, it certainly was not because of his physical stature. It was because of his mind. It was because of his processing ability. It was because of all the intangibles that they believed they saw in his days coming out of Alabama. Now, he's gotten some experience under his belt from a rookie year that had its ups and downs. He has all the talent in the world. Now he's got to go out and just capture it and make it happen.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there and the main's moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make. Mike, leading up to this game, they said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
On fourth down, Carolina going to send out Sam Martin to punt. Parker Washington awaits for the Jaguars. Be brought down shortly, and they'll take over there. So here come the Jaguars, and Greg, it brings out Trevor Lawrence. Many ups and downs in his first 4 seasons. Now year 5 for the former #1 overall pick out of Clemson.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend. Say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end where this guy can really kill you. He just coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's hot. Left side. It's complete. Call it a gain of 13. That's good for a Jaguar. First down.
Jaguars.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. Field, you better be good on third down.
Down the sideline to the 20. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. A big play for Jacksonville. And even 30 yards. First down throw for Lawrence. That is caught by the tight end. Brenton Strayed. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Greg, they have such a knack. It's like they're on the same page. The quarterback almost feels like, well, when you were playing, you know where that guy's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah, we used to have a saying, Mike, we say we don't run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and especially against zone coverage. Down here in the red zone, the rule is if you're open, stay open. Don't run past an open zone to get covered. That's exactly what this tight end does here. Friendly target, ball on time, touchdown.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. This is Jimmy Horn Jr. on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready now for their second drive. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on 2nd down, Young. That's over the middle and intercepted. It's the safety, Darnell Savage. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the 3rd or 4th read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway. I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Hey, run!
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. In the middle, and he's got his man complete. 18 yards on the pickup there. 1st down, Jacksonville.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan. Because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space. So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, they're able to get you down for a loss.
Lawrence now on 2nd down. There's a short one. He's got Slade. Running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
Here's Bigsby. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Here now, 2nd down and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
In motion is Hunter.
6-yard line.
Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. It is brought in the end zone. De'Ami Brown. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Little on now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Jaguars move out on top, 14-0.
Panthers nothing.
touchdown, out to kick this one away. And he will sit on it here in the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense about ready to take over once more. This unit hasn't been at their best early on. Punt followed by an interception on their first two drives.
Ready, set.
Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, it's been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
A second down throw for Young. He'll get this to his tight end, Ja'Tavion Sanders. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 14.
First and 10.
That's good for a Carolina Panther. First and 10.
Young hands it to Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
And nice work after the catch. He stops a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Third and a yard.
Set, hut. Yellow, 43.
One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 14-0 is our score. And we'll return to Charlotte in a moment. Panthers football to begin this second quarter. They've got it facing third and a yard.
Let's go. Ready.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. To take this inside the 40 to the 39, but most importantly, they've got it. That's a first down.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on third and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
He's got his man. That's Hunter Renfrow. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
10 at the 21-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 60 red. 60 red. Hut.
On the ground, it's Dowdle. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Back's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
They'll run it. It's out of the gun, and it's Hubbard. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Tommy Tremble, the tight end, the man he was looking for there.
For the field goal.
And it's going to bring up fourth down.
37-yard attempt.
Wright's kick is good. And the Panthers get their first points of the game. They trail 14-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And there'll be no return forthcoming, so the ball comes out to the 35. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
Now at the 39-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Lawrence. Now a screen set up for Bigsby. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Lawrence now. That'll be caught. It's Hunter. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. The defense was right there, but a gain of 2. Good enough for the first down.
I love this play call. I mean, what is everyone in the stadium thinking you're going to do, Mike, on 3rd and inches? They think you're going to run, but what do? They go the opposite direction, go with the quick game through the air, and they keep this drive alive.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. At the 47.
Here's Lawrence. Open man downfield is Brown. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he'll be taken down. They got him at the 50-yard line.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Nearly a good one. And hit at the 6, but continues in the end zone. It's a touchback. The Panthers offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10.
Ready?
This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Set.
They'll go again with Hubbard. And he'll take this to about the 28. Eric Murray in on the tackle.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Now a 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Here we go.
Out of the shotgun. Young. He's got his man. That's Leakett. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 71 yards. Touchdown, Carolina. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
Right adds the extra point. And the Panthers Panthers are back within 4. It is 14-10.
Panthers 10.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Jags offense ready for this next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from ETN. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's a loss of 2.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Back to throw. Lawrence. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
Let's go.
Lawrence. Throw left side, taken in by Thomas. The Panthers will take their first timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Now it's Horn. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10.
Here we ready.
Bell run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Young. That one's hauled in left side by McMillan. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
And that 1st down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10.
Down.
Now Young. Over the middle. He's got Leggett. The Panthers are going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll come with 36 ticks left on the 1st half clock.
At the Jaguars' 41-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2.
Set. 52 blue. Set.
To throw is Young. Now he'll air one out. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. Teteroa McMillan was the intended receiver. And 3rd down coming up.
Set. Cut. Ready.
To throw is Young. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermined before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hanson, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you very much. We'll see if adjustments at halftime change the course of this one. Likely to play a big role in who's going to walk away with a W. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Jaguars offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these 0 or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
And the Jaguars first down.
They'll run. It's ETN. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. J.C. Horn coming in from his quarterback spot to make the tackle. From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7. To throw is Lawrence. No chance at all. He'll go down. Christian Roseboom getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Christian Roseboom.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit. Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Let's go. 60 red. 60 red. Set.
Young quickly out to Leggett. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Come on, set. Cut.
Handoff to Hubbard. He'll take this down to the 47. Boye Alorton with the play.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
It is 2nd and 9.
Set. Ready. Black. 95. Ready.
Here's Young. They set up the screen here to Hubbard. On the move, past the 40. And he'll be taken down. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
Carolina Panther. First and 10.
They try the right side with Hubbard. He'll push forward for about a yard. Eric Murray in on the tackle.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Hunter Renfrow was the intended target that time. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Down.
Throwing is Young. He's going to take a shot down the field. That is caught. What a throw. Jalen Coker. Touchdown, Panthers.
All week we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Jaguars 14.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the second half. It's about to get underway. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no return here. This is a touchback. The Jaguars offense getting set to get back to work. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with first and 10. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Open man is tight end screen. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 31 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
Inside the 10, it is caught. And he will get into the end zone. Travis Hunter. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
This is a great example here, Mike, of an offense and a quarterback that is just in complete control and rhythm. Not only is he able to deliver this ball on target downfield, but the accuracy is what allows his receiver to stay on his feet, pick up the remaining yards after the catch, and walks it in for a touchdown.
Here's Cam Little for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Jaguars move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half.
Cam Little on the kickoff for the Jaguars.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. On the return, here's Trevor Etienne. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Panthers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Trail by 4, touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Now, Dowdle. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
They'll run with Dowdle. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. He's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Gonna look deep, looking for more. And the Jaguars are gonna take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, I think by now, Mike, we know where the biggest mismatch of this game has been. This defense is all over this passing game. Everywhere they look, they have defenders in the right spot. They've resulted now in 3 interceptions, all while forcing this offense to try to adjust their game plan on the fly.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's the Pro Bowl corner, J.C. Horn. Woo! And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
Mike, it's very simple in the NFL. You're just not going to win a lot of games when you're losing the turnover battle to this degree. And it's their struggles protecting the football. They've continued to hurt them here today, and that's why they find themselves trailing at this point in the game.
The Panthers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll start with a golden opportunity here to move out in front. Great field position to start out. It's 1st and 10.
Come on, set. Black, cut.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. He'll be taken down about the 33-yard line. Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, there to stop.
33-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
They face 2nd down and 7.
Set. Ready.
Young gonna give it to Brooks. And he's gonna be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. And Thursday Night Primetime continues after this. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down.
Set. Ready. Ken Black. Set. Cut.
Here's Young. This one taken in by Renfro. And he's going to get there. He got the 1st down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
When you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far, that has proven to not be the case.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go. Yellow. Cut.
A run with the rookie from Georgia, it's Trevor Etienne. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 16-yard line.
They'll run, and here's Raheem Blackshear.
Here's where you really see the value of having a good run. Third and short, fourth and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
Ready, ready. Yellow, 22, ready.
Young. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Jatavian Sanders was the intended receiver. Now it's going to be third down.
Here we go. 50, green. Cut, cut.
To throw, Young. Oh, looking end zone, but it is out of the reach of the receiver and incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So it is back to a 1-point game now in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. On the return, it's Parker Washington. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Jaguars offense makes their way back out to the field for their possession. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with first and 10. Now Lawrence. To the left side. It's caught by Brown. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super concerned. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Second down, Lawrence. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. A big one here in the fourth quarter. A pickup of 44 yards. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10. Trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get belted at the end, but he keeps possession of the football. Setting up first and goal.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
And that play took a little long to develop. They stop it for no gain at the 4.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
Allen. Let's give him a yard down to the 3-yard line. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. To throw is Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
A little miscommunication there. Now brings up third down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
And this one's right down the middle. It's good. So it is still a one-score game, but a little more breathing room now.
And and this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And he will not attempt a return, so this will come out now to the 35-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to get back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Back to throw, Young. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Young. Open man, that's Renfro. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. They get 25 on that connection. It's a Carolina 1st down. Now Young. Here comes the screen to Brooks. He's got room at the 30. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Panthers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Brooks. A good physical run, motoring forward for 9.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here is 1st and goal.
Set. Yellow, 22. Hut, hut.
A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that 1st down incompletion, it just makes things much harder. So now after that last incompletion, this brings up a critical 3rd down. But remember, Mike, they don't have to get it all here in one play. They've got 3rd and 4th down. There's no punt, there's no kick. They've got to treat this like it's their final possession of the game, and they've got 2 downs to extend this drive. A bit of a curious call there, Mike, on 3rd and goal from this far out. You thought they would have turned to their passing game. They tried to catch the defense sleeping and keep it on the ground. Great job by the defense being ready for everything. Not only do they stop them, they take them back for a loss.
That's going to be caught, and that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs.
Yeah, I don't think this coach has much of a choice. I think he had to go for it. A field goal doesn't help you a whole lot. They're trying to take the lead here late in the game, but what a stand by this defense coming through, keeping them out of the end zone.
Hey, Lion, Lion. Hey, Sogo, hut.
On the give, this is Allen. And he's trying to get upfield, but cannot do it. Now backwards to the 2. The Panthers will take their 1st timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Lawrence will He'll give it to Bigsby. And the defense signaling safety here. The official says he made it out of the end zone, but not by much.
And it's third down.
No help from those last two runs. It is 3rd and 13. And the pressure too great. He's sacked in the end zone. That's a safety. So first the decision to throw down here, backed up near your own goal line. And the defense gets to the quarterback, sacking him, Greg, in the end zone for a safety.
Mike, anytime you're willing to call a pass backed up this deep in your side of the field, you have to trust that your quarterback is going to have the clock in his head to get the ball out of his hand. In this case, he holds on to it too long. The defense is able to get to him in the end zone, and it results in the safety.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Secured by the veteran, Adam Thielen. Here comes 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll find his tight end, Tommy Tremble. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
And the Panthers first down.
He'll get up and spike it with 34 seconds to go.
Come on, set. Cut.
On 2nd down, Young. Now a ball deep, middle of the field. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
And really, it's the interceptions that continue to be a problem, and he's lucky he didn't add to that total. I mean, defender had an opportunity to add another one to the mix, and he just has to do a better job making decisions, finding the open target, and stop forcing bad throws.
Open man, left side, he's got it. His offense still has the one timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now.
That's good for a Carolina.
He'll hurry up to spike it with 13 seconds showing on the clock.
Here we go. Cut.
Now, ETN. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
And now the timeout will be called, so they are in field goal range with 3 seconds left. And the timeout comes. The whistle blows with 3 seconds remaining on the clock. On now is Matthew Wright in a pressure spot. This to win the game. His kick is good. He got it. So it's over. It's a win for the Panthers. This one went all the way down to the wire. Late field goal, with zeros on the clock, seals the deal. They come from behind, may feel like they stole this one. They get the victory on the game's final play. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners, as we say so long from Uptown Charlotte.